are tasked to create an Echo server using Java Networking API as partial requirement for the core's operating systems. We will be using one of the strategies for communication in client-server systems, which is the sockets. Now before that, let's us first define what is a socket. A socket is defined as an endpoint for communication which uses a client-server architecture. The server waits for incoming client requests by listening to a specified port. Once a request is received, the server accepts a connection from the client socket to complete the connection. When a client process initiates a request for a connection, it is assigned a port by its host compute. Now, this is the two Java programs inside the package named socket executing Echo server using the Java Networking API. The first one is named client and the second one is named server. The server listens to port number 9910. In both programs, we use try-catch statement to handle exceptions. And in both programs, we also use the input stream reader, the buffered reader, and the print writer. Now for the client Java file, in this part, this is where we can test out if the connections between the client and the server is successfully connected. And in this part, this is where the process begins, where we can enter a message and send it back to the server and receive the message from the server. Now, once the client types in the word end, this would be the indication that the connection between the server and the client have been disconnected. And now for the server Java program, this would first show up connecting to the server socket, which means that we first run the server Java program. Next is when the server and the client have successfully connected, this will show up, and then the process begins of receiving messages from the client side and sending back the messages to the client. And when the client types in end, and then when the server receives the word end, there will be a connection. The connection will be disconnected between the server and the client, and the sockets close. Now, to test it out, let's first run the server Java program. As you can see, it shows here connecting to the server socket with the local port number 9910. Next is we would run the client Java program. And now it shows here that it's successfully connected to localhost port number 9910. Now to show the console for the client and the server, we should pin it on respective sites. Under the server Java program is the server, the console for the server, then pin it. And under the client Java, we put the console for the client and pin it. Now as you can see, the connection is successful between the client and the server. Now we can send a message to the server side. We can type in hello world. Now, this is the indication that the message has been sent to the server side. sending hello world from the client to the server, and the message is sent. And in the server side, received messages from the client is hello world, and then sending hello world from the server to the client. And this is the message we received from the server side. As you can see, it echoes back the message we sent to the server side. Now, if we type in end, it would cut the connection between the server and the client. As you can see, it sends the message to the server, and then the server sends back the message to the client. Now the connection is terminated, as you can see, between the server and the client. And it says here that the socket is closed, as an indication that the connection between the client and server has been disconnected. And that's all. Thank you.